This is Ray from RaymondParkerPhoto.com bringing you your weekly photo news. Well, I don't know if this is going to be weekly. It's highly unlikely. But I do have a few things that I wanted to chat about today. So we'll just go for a walk and chat about them. Well, I'm still suffering the joys of sinusitis, but I figured fresh air is always good medicine. So here we are, out for a little walk. Now, the first thing that's on my agenda or list today is Nikon's announcement, I think it was today or yesterday, of a new lens. It's a DX or APS-C lens, and I have to say that if I had, say, a Nikon Z30 or Z50, it'd definitely be on my shopping list. The lens is the ultra-wide angle power zoom ZDX 12-28 3.5 to 5.6 PZVR. So that means that it's got a power zoom, which would be handy for vlogging, just like I'm doing right now, and also it has vibration reduction. So given that say the Z50 and also the Z30 don't have vibration reduction, inbuilt vibration reduction, so this little lens is going to be perfect, I think, because, well, for one thing, one of the barriers to me buying the Z50 was that it has no vibration reduction, and you definitely need it for vlogging like this. I'm on a pretty flat trail, but still, a little vibration reduction comes in handy. I was actually hoping to be out today with my Z9 and say the 400mm f4.5, a couple of teleconverters, because it's definitely the season of the birds. You can probably hear them right now. But alas, a little bit under the weather still, so that's okay. It's a perfect day for this. And let's go down here. The next thing on my list here to talk about, and I talked about it in a recent video, in fact my last video, and I'm working on another video on the same topic, or that includes the same topic, and that's AI. So the latest news that I noticed, again, this is pretty topical, I think the news came out today or yesterday, a German, Berlin-based photographer, Boris Eldagsen, won the Creative Open category at this year's Sony World Photography Award with his entry that's called Pseudomnesia, the Electrician. Now, I think he was just having fun there with the title as well, because, well, I've looked at it and I've tried to I've tried to imagine what that has to do with an electrician. But suffice to say that he admitted to the jury that he was having them on. And from their response, it seems like they are not amused. But yeah, it furthers the whole conversation, the debate about AI, and in particular, from my point of view, how it's going to affect photography. That seems that it already is. There's also been quite a few comments on my last video, Photography is Dead, Long Live Photography, both in the comments on the video itself and also in community posts. And yeah, there's been some interesting conversation there. I encourage you to check it out. But I think I'm going to go with this little comment from Greg Wilson, Nature Photography. Thanks, Greg, for the comment. I really like it. And here's what Greg had to say. AI will not change my photography or my passion for it. I enjoy being outdoors. I'm with you there, Greg. And capturing nature with my camera. AI will never replace that. Well said. I have nothing more to add. I'm always going to be taking photos and making video. Always, as long as I can, as I said in my video. But there seems to be no escaping AI, unless maybe you escape to the forest, which I actually recommend on regular occasions. But for instance, this morning, when I turned on my computer, I got a message from Adobe that the latest Lightroom update, 12.3, had added AI noise reduction. Now, I haven't used it enough to make any comprehensive assessment, but I did open up one of my wildlife shots, a bear shot that I made last autumn, and I played with that for a little bit, and I have to say my initial impressions are pretty good. Will it replace topaz noise reduction? I'm not sure. Again, I can't say from the little bit that I've played with it so far, but you know, it would be tempting to avoid a round trip through topaz and to be able to just do everything in Lightroom, and I'm sure that's what Lightroom is trying to do. It's trying to give us all the things that we're asking for, and apparently we're asking for AI noise reduction. Now, Topaz also has built into its noise reduction plugin sharpening, and that works very well in combination, and you have independent control of those. Now, from what I can see here with this Lightroom AI noise reduction, we don't have that. Of course, we have separate within Lightroom sharpening. So again, I'll have to look at what the combination of those two options are, the sharpening and AI noise reduction, and see how that compares. But yeah, it would be very nice actually to be able to do everything, as I said, in Lightroom. There's no AI involved in this little digital video, and as Greg said, you can really live without it quite easily. You know, sometimes I think it was a heck of a lot easier back in the film days, but of course it wasn't. In fact, it was a heck of a lot harder. Digital does make things easier, and I guess that's, when it comes to technology, that's what it's always been about, is we think it makes our life easier. Of course it doesn't always, but yeah, I don't miss the darkroom. I keep telling myself that. Not the smells, not the chemicals. Maybe we romanticize the past. We always like to think, oh, you know, the good old days, things were easier, better. But no, I'm quite happy to sit at my computer and use the wonders of digital photography. I'm working on a future video. It will be examining how traditional photography, whether that's video or stills, still very much influences what we perceive as being artistic. As you can tell, these are somewhat unformed thoughts. But what I'm trying to get at is that, you know, history informs the present, particularly when we're talking in terms of art. And you can't escape it. And it's informing AI. Because the photo that won the Sony contest, it has what I presume are AI or digital artifacts that ape traditional analog historical photography. So, and then presumably, the judges were also affected by that and attracted by that. Again, what it had to do with the title, who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm getting at, is that it's the image looks historical and definitely looks analog, and the judges presumably were attracted at least partially by that. So yeah, it's a very, very interesting conversation, but it comes down to everything that's being fed into AI, into these algorithms, is actually based in history. Well, I have a lot more thoughts on it. We're going to be talking about this more in another video. I will say this much. How many of you saw the 60 Minutes program that aired, I guess that was on the weekend, that featured all the advocates and acolytes of AI? People from Google in particular were featured on there. They're, of course, very enthusiastic, but also will admit that there's a lot of questions and that at least at present there's a lot of problems to be worked out, and that everything that here's something that crosses my mind, is that just like anything else on the internet, just like Google, just like anything you come across on the internet, it's going to require the same kind of critical thinking and analysis. And those people who don't bring critical thinking and analysis to the internet as it is today, yeah, once again, I need plenty of time away from all those things in places like this. Because this is reality, and AI, first and foremost, is not going to replace reality, just like photography doesn't. Well, on this beautiful spring day, I'm going to continue my non-AI analog walk, serenaded by my crow friends over there. And so if you enjoyed this video, please do give it the old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Cheers, and we'll see you later.